classical music is extensive, and you can hear it in English and in Spanish each time on Concierto.
Every Wednesday night at 8 on KSJE Farmington.
I'm John Lienhard with The Engines of Our Ingenuity. Every day we talk about human invention and creativity in science, technology, and the arts. We talk about all the drama and intrigue, insight and personal conviction that constantly bubble just below the surface of a world built by human hands. We honor complexity at the same time we keep things understandable. Do join me. We'll have a lot of fun together.
Weekdays at 5:45 on KSJE.
Hello again. There's nothing like a live concert to bring out the best in musicians, largely because they know there's an audience a few feet away taking in every note and expressing their approval. We'll hear from Goodman, Ellington, Kenton, and several others as they perform on stage. Tune in and go swinging down the lane with David Miller.
Saturdays at 7 on KSJE Farmington. This program is supported by San Juan Health Partners Urology, providing a wide range of personalized services for the whole family, including children. Our caring professionals are dedicated to helping meet your urology health needs with skill, experience, and service you need. For a complete listing of our services and to learn more, visit sanjuanhealthpartners.com or call 505-609-6300. San Juan Health Partners Urology, a division of San Juan Regional Medical Center. 11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It's Friday morning, January the 25th, 2019. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM and 90.9 HD. We're the information and cultural beacon of the Four Corners, broadcasting from San Juan College. A special good morning to our viewers who are watching our visual radio program this morning from our studios here at KSJE. We are streaming live to the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel, so we encourage you to find a screen and join us this morning because our topic is quite an interesting one. It is another opportunity for folks who want to get into the teaching profession and a way to get a teaching certificate with a master's degree. And we'll talk more about that with my guest from the Three Rivers Education Foundation in just a moment. But that is our topic this morning. Of course, if you have a question and you'd like to comment or be part of the program, you can make a comment on our Facebook page and we'll see it here and be able to respond to you during the interview. Later on this morning, we're going to do a new feature actually on Fridays that we're hoping to become a weekly feature. We'll bring in Wally D from Wally D Sports, talk a little bit about high school sports and some of the different teams that are doing well on the court, on the field. That is coming up this morning, a little bit later on, around 8:50 on KSJE. Mick Hess is here at 9 a.m. He will take us roving with the arts. Of course, he always has great arts news for us of activities happening both locally and regionally from as far away as Santa Fe or Albuquerque or Taos. And that's coming up at 9 a.m. today. Some musical selections from Showboat on Roving with the Arts here at 9 on KSJE. Jumping ahead to noon, 12 noon, of course, it's the Cop Shop with FPD. The Farmington Police Department are here. They take over our visual radio studio. Police Chief Stephen Hebby and Public Information Officer Georgette Allen will be on the radio today at noon on KSJE. And then, of course, we don't want to forget about our storytelling program, Cuentos, Hana, and Tales at 12:30 today on KSJE. Storytelling program produced in cooperation with our friends at the Farmington Public Library. You can tune in and listen to some great stories today at 12:30 on KSJE. You can always check out our programming schedule, by the way, by going to our website at ksje.com. It's also where you'll find our regional events calendar. And for those of you who are watching us, we're showing you a little bit of the screen now from our regional events calendar, but some of the things that are coming up. The ACPA Presidential Symposium on Racism, Recovery, and Racial Justice happening today here at San Juan College. The closing art reception for the Duets exhibit is happening today at the San Juan College Henderson Fine Art Center Gallery. A reminder about tomorrow's performance here at San Juan College. Ricky Nelson Remembered with his two sons. That proves to be a great show tomorrow night here at San Juan College. Atomic Teen Science Cafe happening today at the Farmington Museum. The Health and Wellness Fair from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce happening tomorrow at the Farmington Civic Center. So all kinds of things going on, and you can find details on all of those and many, many more by going to our website, KSJE.com. Well, let me turn to my guests who are here with me in the studio this morning, as I mentioned, to talk about this unique educational opportunity for folks who have four-year Bachelor of Arts degrees but want to become teachers and get that master's degree. Joining me here in the studio from the Three Rivers Education Foundation, Bobby Zemanek-White is here. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
You bet. It's great to have you here. Also, Pat Martinez-Lopez is here as well. Pat, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
And this is a very exciting concept and grant that you both have been awarded, or the foundation's been awarded. And to get us started, talk to me a little bit about the foundation, because you do a lot of other things as well. But what's the focus and the mission of the foundation?
Mm-hmm. So the Three Rivers Education Foundation has been in the area officially as a nonprofit since 2008. And our goal, our mission, is to support districts and schools and children and families throughout New Mexico. We also work with a portion of Arizona, Texas, and southern Colorado. A variety of grants are operated through our foundation, and it's really determined by what the needs are, what the districts are identifying as their current needs. So right now we have a few grants that are operating out of the foundation. One of the largest is a literacy grant, and this is our second literacy grant. This is our last and final year for that, but it has supported a variety of different aspects of literacy.
Nice.
From providing tutoring to students after school, to providing professional development for teachers, for parents, working with the birth to 5 age. And a big portion of the grant is distributing books. And so you might have seen out in the communities, free little libraries.
Right, sure.
We often stock those and encourage community participants to help us with that, to keep those stocked. Because we know that, books and literacy, the more books in the home, the more likely we are to read.
Right, which is always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would think. And so, with that being said, your grants are coming from other sources than the norm. That maybe instead of where the districts get their money from, your money
Mm-hmm.
comes from other sources, and then you can funnel that to the districts that maybe need it the most. Is that the idea?
That is correct. All of the districts do have to qualify for any of the grants that we provide. Our funding is all federal funding.
I see.
Competitive grants that we
Right.
apply for and have been awarded.
Got you. And then again, as you mentioned, you serve and work with districts here in northwest New Mexico and Arizona too, a few.
Mm-hmm. And Colorado and a little bit of Texas for the literacy grant.
Sure.
We've also had a PACE grant that through Bloomfield Schools to encourage children to be more active. So really focusing on the physical education piece, getting students engaged and interested in more activity.
Right. And of course, when we're talking about education, it's always fascinating to me how different students in different districts have different educational needs and what gets them interested in staying in school and coming to school and being successful. And that really means different things to different people, no matter where you are, I suppose, right?
Right.
And it's changed a lot since maybe I was in school or you all were in school.
A little bit.
Right? It seems like there's a lot more going on in the kids' world these days than when we were in school.
Definitely, just the whole technology aspect.
Right.
And society in general. And, our goal is how do we help districts to help students succeed
Sure.
in this new world that they live in.
Exactly. And that's what we're talking about this morning. And so the focus of the program is this new grant that you have to offer this opportunity for folks who want to get into the teaching profession. And we hear every year, it seems, how difficult it is to recruit teachers to our school districts here, and the shortage maybe of teachers happening not just here but all across the country. I think it's not a unique New Mexico issue necessarily.
Correct.
There's a lot of focus, I think, at the legislature being given to education, which is a good thing, that the conversation's going on, talking about maybe increasing teacher salaries and things along that line. And so there may be, hopefully, a renewed interest in the teaching profession with some of this. And so your grant, this new grant opportunity, kind of falls right into this ongoing discussion, I would think. And so in a nutshell, as I tried to explain, I think, before, the idea is if you have a 4-year Bachelor of Arts degree and you always want to get into teaching, this grant offers you a great way to do it. And I'll let you take it from there. Bobby, how does it work?
So the grant is really focusing on individuals, like you said, that are not current teachers, but have an interest in becoming a teacher. And it will support those individuals through a $45,000 living wage salary for 1 year. And during that time, they will complete the master's degree coursework through ENMU, which is all online. And
so they're not driving to Portales. It's
they're
okay.
not
They can
driving to
just
Portales.
fire up their computer. Got
In
it.
fact, they can do their coursework in their pajamas if they so choose.
There you
because
go.
it's, at home, online.
You're online, that's right.
Yeah. So the coursework is a portion of that. And the other portion is that they will be in a school district that we partner with, so one of those 6. And they'll be working with a master teacher, really learning in depth what it takes to succeed as a teacher. And they'll do that 60% of their contract time. So for a portion of the day, they're in the school, seeing
Right.
what it's really like, and the other portion, they're focusing on their coursework.
Interesting. Got you. And Pat, we were talking before we came on the air this morning that your job, and also Bobby works as a coach, and so you're available, you both are available to help these students, I guess, if they run into a snag or have a question about something they've seen in their classwork or in their residency?
That's correct, Scott. And we also provide on-the-job training. And so we pull them out once a month to do some in-depth training with them, let's say like on how to write an IEP, the individualized education plan.
Right.
Other times we're, observing as they're doing lessons, giving them some feedback. If they're having problems with their courses, maybe it's a research paper or even a discussion. We're available via text, via phone, via email.
Right.
To help them however we can. It's a tough program, whether you're in the classroom or whether you're taking courses, and so we just want to be able to support them with whatever they need.
Sure. And the unique thing about this opportunity, it seems to me, is that $45,000 living wage residency. So as the students are going to school and taking these classes and spending time in the classroom and learning from these master teachers, they are also getting this income, if you will, so that they can concentrate, I guess, on the work in the classroom and their schoolwork, right?
Right.
Is how it's designed.
So that income pays, of course, it's their living wage, but they're paying their tuition out of there as well. And so that runs about $3,500 a semester. So, that $45,000 helps cover everything.
Right. But it certainly makes it more manageable than not having that.
Of course,
That wage as part of this, because not every program offers this. There are certainly lots of ways folks can get teaching certifications, but not all of them have this extra financial incentive, I would suppose,
right.
Which is what we're talking about. And Bobby, with that being said, with these students that are coming into this is a multi-year opportunity, right? So it's going to start this year?
We've actually already started.
You're underway. Okay.
We are underway. Right now we are recruiting for individuals that could begin coursework in the summer or in the fall.
Okay.
And the residency would start next fall, so it would be fall and spring. And there are 9 slots per year. But we're kind of combining 2 years because funding starts in October. You can't really...
Federal government,
Yeah.
yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand.
So
I understand.
we're looking for 13 individuals
Okay.
right now to begin this next year
Yeah.
pursuing that teaching degree.
Very good. And with the students that are already underway, how are they doing? Can you give us a progress report?
Well, they're into it 2 weeks.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, then it's brand
Actually,
new.
we met with one of them last week
Okay.
for the training, or earlier this week, actually, and he's doing well.
Okay.
He's enjoying it. I think he's beginning to realize, what teaching is all about.
Right. Good.
But very much enjoying it.
Okay. Yes. Pat, you would concur?
I agree.
Okay.
100%.
And we were talking before we came on the other this morning that you are looking for folks who want to get specifically into certain areas of teaching, right? It's math and science and special education. Those are the three areas really that you are looking for, correct? It's not, I can't come in and be a history teacher with this program.
That's correct. As we mentioned earlier, we always work with the districts to identify what their needs are, and the math, science, and special education vacancies are what they really have a challenge with filling.
Right. And I would suppose that that also offers some job security, since there's so much shortages around the state, around the county with these openings, right? So once you finish this program, you're probably guaranteed a spot.
Pretty much. We were talking to a superintendent earlier this week, and she indicated that there were 700 openings in New Mexico this fall.
Wow.
And many of those are still unfilled with qualified individuals. They might have a long-term sub, but not licensed teachers.
Right. Interesting. My guest this morning from the Three Rivers Education Foundation, we are talking about a new grant opportunity that allows folks with a 4-year Bachelor of Arts degree, not necessarily in education or teaching, obviously, to get into the teaching profession and get a master's degree once you're done with this, right?
Exactly.
And get into a classroom, and it takes about a year, more or less. Is that the idea?
About a year.
Concentrating it into 12 months almost.
So it's Bachelor of Art and Bachelor of Science.
It's either.
Right.
I got you. You can accommodate either one if they want to be a teacher.
Right.
You can make it work. And the program is, again, online through Eastern New Mexico University. And in addition, the student is taking their online classes and also spending about 60% of their time in the classroom, and they're teamed up with a master teacher. Is that the idea?
Exactly.
And the master teacher, for folks maybe who aren't familiar with that term, what does that mean? This is a teacher that has a certain other level of education and experience in the classroom?
As you know, with the evaluation system in New Mexico, we're looking for teachers that are able to really meet student needs. And so this master teacher has shown, through their evaluations, through student scores, principal observation, all of those pieces, to be a teacher that is very effective and helping to improve student achievement in the classroom. And so it's with that person that the participants are placed with the goal of really providing that opportunity to see and hear and engage in a very effective, productive, successful classroom.
Learning from the best, as it were, I would think.
The cream of the crop.
Right. And these teachers have a lot of experience with dealing with these students in the classroom and reaching out to these students, because I know, again, it can be a bit difficult when you have a classroom of 20 kids and all of them learning at different paces and different levels and things along that line, which is what a modern classroom probably looks like today.
Yeah. Classrooms are challenging.
They can be. Pat, what would you like to add?
Well, I was just thinking about special education. It's changed so much. When I first came into special education in the early 80s, the IEP was 3 pages long. You had the cover page, you had the goals and objectives, you had a little bit of information there if they needed therapy.
That individual education plan, that
now
IEP.
The individual education plan is anywhere from 50 to 100 pages, and litigation. It just seems like every time we turn around, there's either a due process or some sort of litigation with that IEP. And so just the focus that people have to have on writing a quality IEP and knowing how to do that effectively so that they, one, don't get themselves or their district in trouble. So we spent a lot of time on doing that. We spent a lot of time on planning and instruction, helping them set up their schedules so that they can manage their classroom. It's a lot. It's just a lot.
Sure. But in that, too, it is important, though, because a lot of children, I think, are getting special education services today that maybe weren't identified for them previously. Is that something, too, we're seeing in schools?
That's correct. In some districts, it's as high as 20% of the students in the district have an IEP. Others, so anywhere from 15 to 20%.
Right. Fascinating. Well, it's a very interesting program and a great opportunity, I think, again, for folks who've been thinking about getting into teaching and maybe haven't made that leap. And now here's a great way to do that. And again, this other financial part of it seems like it's a a win-win, because the person gets to get their education, help to pay for the education, which is always a big question mark of how to do that, and get some money to live on while they're going through this 1 year educational and on-the-job training, as it were. So let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about this opportunity and teaching in New Mexico. More with my guests in just a moment right here on KSJE. The time is 8:29.
An American's quest to track down his digital data in the UK. From American Public Media,